This is part 2 of our river cruising guide. It's based on our experiences of going up the rivers, coming from Chattanooga to Michigan, and then coming back down the rivers. We will be covering the Mississippi River, the Ohio River, and the Cumberland River. This is what it's like to drive in complete fog. You can see our flags out there. And we've got our radar on. And I'm matching up, trying to watch and make sure a big tow's not coming our way. A little scary, but we got going early in the morning. Hopefully the fog will clear soon. Yeah. There's our flags, there's our view. You can't see anything. So I'm gonna get back to watching this radar here. Over and out. This is Freebird, and we are Ed and Maureen. We hope you will enjoy following us as we travel on the Great Loop.
Our first day, we traveled from Grafton to Kaskaskia Lock, which is about 100 miles. On our way up the rivers heading north, we stopped at Hoppies for fuel. That breaks this 100-mile stretch into 2 sections. Grafton to Hoppies is 58 miles, and Hoppies to Kaskaskia Lock is about 42 miles.
We left Grafton early in the morning because we knew we had a long ways to go. We were going to travel the 100 miles. We went through St. Louis. Traveling the river in spring, and not the direction that loopers usually go, we were coming from Chattanooga up to Michigan. We ran into very high water and a lot of floating logs almost the entire way. We did longer travel days on the way back than we did on the way up. On the way up, we took lots of little stops and stayed at a lot of different places and anchorages. But on the way back, we were kind of in a hurry, wanted to get home. We had been gone over 6 months, and we were anxious to get home to family. Steady. Fast Eddie's going by us. We're in a race with Fast Eddie. You better get faster, Ed. You will run into a lot of barges and a lot of industry. It's very interesting seeing everything going on the side of the river as you're going by it. Yep. There is Hoppies, the famous Hoppies. We are spending the night right here on this lovely barge. We get to walk on land tonight at least. And right here's the gas. And that guy is the son-in-law. Here is all the stuff moving down the river at us. scene.
On our way up the Mississippi against strong current, we needed to stop at Hoppies for fuel. We found it to be a great place to stop. At Hoppies, we also escaped a couple days of bad weather. We enjoyed ourselves walking into town to Kimmswick, a cute little town just a short walk up the road. On the way into town, you walk past the Fred and Mabel Anheuser-Busch estate right on the Mississippi River. If you get to visit Kimmswick, you need to stop at the Blue Owl Restaurant and Bakery. Hoppies is quite an interesting place, built on floating old barges. They use old pickup trucks and tow trucks with cables attached to pull the barges in and out as the river goes up and down. We stayed at Hoppies 2 nights till weather got better, and in this shot you can see the Anheuser estate from the Mississippi as we left heading north.
Here we are at Kaskaskia Lock and Dam, tied up on our way up the river. On our way down, we went past Kaskaskia because there were a lot of boats there, and we anchored downriver just past the green marker at mile marker 117 on the right side. We enjoyed that anchorage. At night, we were far enough to be out of harm's way, but we were able to watch tugs pass and even cruise ships pass, all lit up at nighttime.
The next day we traveled from Kaskaskia on the Mississippi River to Sandbar on the Ohio River. This is a distance of about 130 miles. We were able to cover this much distance because we're going with the swift current, as well as our boat can get up on a plane and easily do about 25 miles an hour at cruising speed. On the way against the current, we made a stop at Cape Girardeau, which split it up a distance of about 51 miles and then 63 miles.
If the weather is not cooperating, you also have the option to stay at Little Diversion Canal. This is located just past mile marker 49. You pull into the canal and the current will keep you straight. There are berms on both sides that will protect you from the high winds. On October 4th, on the way back, we woke up from Cape Girardeau anchorage to some fog. It didn't really look that bad to begin with, so we pulled the anchor and started to take off. While we were up the river with nowhere to go and no idea of where to stop, it totally fogged over completely. This is what it's like to drive in complete fog. You can see our flags out there. And we've got our radar on. And I'm matching up, trying to watch and make sure a big tow's not coming our way. A little scary, but got going early in the morning. Hopefully the fog will clear soon. Yeah. There's our flags, there's our view. You can't see anything. So I've got to get back to watching this radar here. Over and out. Passing tows will certainly keep you busy. We enjoyed all the different people that we got to talk to on the radio and captains, I should say, and a lot of them were really, really nice and very helpful. We always followed their instructions on what side to pass on, and you do need to learn what one whistle means and two whistle means, because that's the language they use.
Several times throughout the day, the Coast Guard will come on channel 22A and announce river navigation hazards. One such time it was a dredging operation that you had to radio and get instructions on how to pass. This was when we were heading south down the river and the water was very low, so the channel had narrowed and they were dredging out to make sure barge traffic could still pass by. As you head south from St. Louis, one of the interesting landmarks you'll come across is Tower Rock. We've included some video of our way up the river when the water was high of Tower Rock, and also when it was extremely low, Tower Rock was exposed and you were actually able to walk out to it. Some other very interesting things we saw at low water was this old sunken tugboat that wasn't there when we came up the river with high water, but was completely exposed on the way down. Also, there are these rock jetties or wing walls that are in the bed of the river that at high water are kind of underwater, directing the flow to the center of the channel. But at low water, you see these large mounds of rocks. So you have to be careful to stay in the channel at high water because they're not visible and they'd sure do a number on your props.
You won't miss passing Cape Girardeau. The wall is all painted and it looks like a fun town, but there is nowhere to stop. Here we are passing a barge that is going in the same direction as we are. Some days you keep really busy radioing barge captains, asking for directions on what sides they would like you to pass on. I'm sitting in the pilot house today because it's a little chilly. The next day, we traveled from Sandbar Anchorage to Green Turtle Bay Marina. The shorter route is through the Tennessee River and the Kentucky Lock, which is 64 miles. The Kentucky Lock gets a lot of barge traffic. When we called, the lockmaster advised us to take the Cumberland River and the Barkley Lock. Sometimes it's a little scary in these locks when you have people around you that don't seem to know what they're doing. Freebird got a really nice bath at Green Turtle, while we enjoyed renting a golf cart and driving around town. There's a really nice little grocery store you can shop at, some great restaurants. Patty's is a real fun place to go. Green Turtle was a welcome break from river travel.